Hello, everyone. Sarah from sarahpacaro.com. Today is such a good one. So good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. So let's get into it. Here's the truth about your life. Wherever you're at in your life, wherever you have found yourself, is exactly where you need to be. And I used to hate that cliche. You're right where you need to be, especially when I was in pain. I'm like, really? I need to be in this pain? But pain is fertile ground for radical change. And if there are things in your life that you desire to change, you're going to experience pain because pain is an opening, an expansion, an opportunity for growth. But so many of us, we fear the pain, and in the fear of the pain, we remain the same. But here's the thing, we're not getting what we want now. I want it now. I want it now. I want it now. We find that we're in the waiting. But that's a lie. You're never in the waiting. You're never in the void. You're in the creating. You aren't waiting. What you're actually doing is you're giving things time to align in your favor. So often, so many of us get impatient. I don't have the relationship yet. I don't have the job yet. I don't have this yet. I don't have that yet. You realize how selfish we sound when we say it out loud. I. I'm tired of waiting. I wanted this yesterday. I want this now. And the thing is, we're not waiting. Waiting has this energy of sitting around in a passive state. And I highly doubt you are sitting around in a passive state, but you do have a desire to change. And you haven't really connected with what it is that's blocking or causing the inability for you to change. And you find that you're stuck in these perpetual cycles and you say, I'm just waiting, wishing, hoping, dreaming that things will just someday get better. And it seems like such a far off place. The thing is, in the waiting, you're creating, you're giving, you're allowing things time to align in your favor. If it happened right now, would you be prepared or would you sabotage it? The thing that you desire, if you received it right now, would you have what it takes to hold it, to have it, to keep it? Or would you believe that you're unworthy and undeserving of receiving it? And if you did, you would get rid of it because you'd experience so much guilt, even more pain than you already have. And then you'd go back to remaining the same by getting rid of it, by destroying it, by self sabotaging. But the truth is, you're not waiting, you're being prepared, you're giving, you're receiving, you're allowing things time to align in your favor. And this is where the inner work comes in and is of just utmost importance. In the waiting, really deeply connecting with yourself and preparing yourself to receive the things that you desire by getting your unconscious mind, your unconscious thoughts, feelings, sensations, emotions in and beliefs in alignment with the things that you desire to be aligned with. That is the best thing you can do in the waiting or in the preparing, in the giving of the time which you have. You aren't losing anything. So many people say, I've lost this, I've lost the love of my life, I've lost that marriage, I lost the relationship. And we can list things, we can go on and on about the things that we perceive to have lost. There's nothing lost, but only things that are gained. And in the losing, what you're doing is making room to receive better. If you lost a toxic relationship, it failed, quote unquote, or they want you to believe that it failed, or that you lost the greatest love, you lost the love of your life, and they really were toxic, they were manipulative, but you're in this waiting and you're in this experience of loss and you're alone. You're actually never alone, you're always with yourself. The thing is, you'd rather not be with yourself. You don't like the view that you're with when you're with yourself, so you go out and you distract and you feel alone even when you're in a room full of people, because you're with yourself. And that's the version of you that you don't like to be with, because that's a version of you that is connected with, I've lost everything. I've lost this relationship. I've lost these opportunities because of the ways that I destroyed them. You're never actually losing anything. You're making room to receive better. So if that relationship didn't work out, if it quote unquote failed, if it didn't last till death do you part, because you're still here and you're not dead yet, what you actually have done is created room to receive something better. And you will receive something better when your unconscious mind and thoughts, sensations, emotions, feelings, experiences, projections get into alignment with believing that you're worthy and deserving of receiving better. Otherwise, you'll continue to receive the same and remain in pain. But you're never actually losing anything. It may feel like you've lost parts of yourself, but how can you ever actually lose a part of yourself? If you really truly think about that, I've lost myself. Where do you believe you've lost that self to? Where do you really believe it went? Where are you telling yourself that part of you went? Depends on how I'm defining part of myself. I mean, I've got all parts of myself. So when I'm saying I've lost parts of myself, what am I really saying? And what really matters? What really makes that important to me? And the shift and the pivot and the understanding of you aren't losing anything. What you're doing is making room to receive better, a better you, better relationship, better experiences, better opportunities. Because life prepares you, it doesn't destroy you. Life prepares you for more. It prepares you for more room. It prepares you to receive better, especially when you get your inner and unconscious mind alignments, thoughts, and beliefs in congruency with this. You begin to see and experience things in such a different perspective, in such a beautiful perspective and way. Things begin to change. And the truth is, you aren't being blocked. You actually can't be blocked. You aren't being blocked. You're being redirected. You're being guided, navigated towards your breakthrough. But a lot of times, right before we experience a breakthrough, we perceive that we're being blocked. We perceive that this breakthrough hasn't happened right now like this. And that's where the unconscious beliefs come into play. It's a narrow road, but it's one that has your name on it. It's one that is specifically for you. You can't be blocked, but you can be re-guided. You can be redirected to your breakthrough. When you experience this breakthrough and when your unconscious beliefs get in alignment with it, you see how nothing blocked you, how that was a lie that you held on to, how that was an illusion of your mind. I thought I was blocked. I thought I was stopped, but I really can see how I was navigated through. Whoa. And you get this experience of holy, wow. And the truth is, it often feels like you're being tested, but you aren't being tested. You're being given opportunities to master your capabilities, to receive and to give more. Life is meant to be more joyful, more abundant, more connected, more happy, more fulfilling, more satisfying. There's an abundance of that out there. And if you feel like, well, how do I get it? I'm not receiving any of it. You're still receiving more, but more frustration, more dissatisfaction, more disappointment, more pain, more. And those are the things that we feel like are testing us, but they're not testing us. They're allowing us to really master the capability to create more room within us to receive the things that we desire, the things that our heart longs after, to experience goodness, gratitude, joy, connection, a feeling of belonging, a feeling of mattering, a feeling of I make a difference, a feeling of I am in my purpose. You're not actually being tested. You're being given opportunities to master your capabilities to create more, because that's what the universe is. It has more abundance. Think about every breath you take. You don't have to ask anyone for permission to take a breath. You simply receive more breath. They weren't being rejected. Oftentimes when you've experienced emotional abuse and neglect in your past, you experience and have this story in your mind that you've been rejected over and over and over. I was rejected by my parents. I was rejected by this person. I was rejected by that person. And every experience with this perception of rejection is an experience that causes emotional pain, oftentimes lead to experiencing physical pain, but you were never rejected. You were shown the fullness of what you deserve. Every time you were rejected, you were taught what you don't want. You were modeled what you don't want, what you don't desire. And in that, there's gold. And when you get the opportunity to extract and remove the gold and take the lessons and leave the rest, leave the rejection there. That was a perception of their own rejection. They didn't believe that they were worthy. They didn't believe that they were deserving, and they projected that onto you. And more than likely, you carried around someone else's rejection and ended up calling it, claiming it as your own, but you were never being rejected. What was happening is you were being shown the fullness of what you deserve. And when that butts up with an unconscious belief that you are undeserving, you're going to experience that tension of rejection. But what you were actually experiencing was being shown the fullness of what you deserve. And it's anything but that story. In fact, it's usually a 180-degree difference. So perspective alters everything. Perspective alters everything. If your perspective is I'm waiting, I'm losing, I'm being blocked, I'm being tested, I'm being rejected, that's going to alter and impact and influence everything in your life, every relationship, every experience, every opportunity. You're going to see it through that lens. But when you can see it through the lens of truth, and when you get your unconscious beliefs in alignment with truth, you see it through this perspective of things are aligning for me in the right time, in the right way, and they're lining up for my favor. Things are being created and allowing me to make room to receive more, to receive better. I was being redirected to my breakthrough, redirected to the things that I deserve and the things that my heart desires, to my passions, to my purpose, to my difference, and this difference that I make in this world. I was being given an opportunity to master capabilities to create more for myself and for others, to make this world better than I found it. I was being given opportunities to show in the fullness of what I deserve. What I deserve is joy, is goodness, is forgiveness, is acceptance, is happiness, is fulfillment, is satisfaction. Perspective is a projection of your unconscious mind's beliefs. And if right now they're limiting, fear-based, lack-based, negative, and you are ready to redirect the projections and get your unconscious mind into alignment with the life that you truly desire to live, let's connect. You can find out more information at sarahpacaro.com. Until then, sending you all the love. Bye for now.